Hey everybody, this is Grimcad, and today we're going to be playing a little bit of Caves of Qud, or Quud. Quud? Regardless, Caves of Qud. It is a roguelike. I have to take a little bit of a break from Cataclysm. I'll be getting back to it pretty soon, but that last one hit me too much. Have to take a little bit of a break. This is a roguelike. I would say it's even more roguelike than Cataclysm. It is a futuristic, post-apocalyptic roguelike. Mutants and super high technology is out there, but most things live in a not so good technology way. We're playing this one. This one is actually coming to Steam soon. This is not the Steam version or anything like that. This is actually an old beta, I believe, that I've had on my computer for a long time, and when I tried to get a new updated version, it wasn't actually out there. So that's why we're copyright 2012, I think. But it's actually coming to Steam, I think, first half of 2015, which is now, with the Tiles version, which I'm excited for. This is not Tiles. This is ASCII or ASCII. So, you know, it might be a little hard to look at if you're not used to these kind of games, but judging by the people that I have watched my videos right now, I'm pretty sure you're used to these kinds of games. We're going to jump right into it. We'll probably be playing several characters in this run, because like I mentioned, this is more of a true roguelike, and as such, we die quickly. So I wouldn't get too attached to anybody. So we're going to hit New Game, and right off the bat we can choose to be either a mutated human or a true human. We're going to be doing mutated human, because they're fun. We have 44 points to put into our stats. So first of all, I'm going to raise everything to 0, because that's what I do. It's probably better to min-max, but that's not what I like to do. And then I think for this character, tell you what, we'll random the remaining points. Okay, that's not too bad. So we'll go on and select mutations. There are a fair amount of different mutations. 3 archetypes or so. Chimera, Physical, Esper, Mental, and Unstable Genome, which periodically whenever you level you get to pick one of 3, which is kind of fun, but we're not doing. Lots of physical ones. Lots of mental ones. Physical defects. Mental defects. Fun. So, one that I love, I almost always pick it because it can get so useful. Temporal Fugue. You quickly pass back and forth through time, creating multiple copies of yourself. So whenever I use this ability for 20 rounds, 20 turns, waiting would be a turn, attacking a turn, yada yada, there is an extra me controlled by the computer that acts with us, fighting enemies and all that. They have all of our equipment, all of our stats, everything like that. They're not the smartest always, but they're very helpful, especially when you take things like, or have things like, say, grenades. And you create a temporal fugue, and it just peppers your grenades. You don't use your grenades because your prime person is holding on to the grenades, but the fugue is just throwing them out there, so that is always a lot of fun. We got 7 points more. What should we do? I like light manipulation. Does several things for us. We can shoot a beam like a laser, which does a little bit of damage. We can level it up to do more. It creates ambient light around us so we can sort of see in the dark. And it has a chance to reflect light-based damage, like from lasers and things like that. So let's take a look. I think that I'm going to take heightened speed. That sounds pretty good, and we're at 0. Now after we do that, we get to choose a class. And so for my class, I actually am going to take a Tinker. Not necessarily the best class, but I like having the artifacts with us during the start. Most of the classes, almost all the classes, I find to be fun and different. You know, there's Apostle with some different skills. Each one gives a plus or minus to an ability and then comes with certain skills. So I'll look over them slowly so you can see what they are. Nomad's pretty fun. Recycling suit is nice. And we will call ourselves Grimcad. So, post-apocalyptic world. So the main things we need to take care of are eating and drinking when it comes to survival. If you look up in the top left, I don't know if you guys can see my mouse. If you can, right there, we are currently quenched and sated. So as it drops, we have to find things to eat, things to drink. That is not the most common thing to do. A lot of the water you currently find is going to be salt water for whatever story reasons. And you have to find a way to... This is us, by the way. We're the little @ sign. That's very typical in ASCII graphics. So, this is what the game looks like. This is it. It'll take a little while to get used to if you're not used to it, but once you do, it really works well. What was I saying? Yeah, so basic survival is eventually going to be a challenge for us. And because of that, you know, like how it flips over side to side. Yeah, that's kind of neat. So because of such the rarity of our things, our unit of trade, because there is trade in this one, let's pull up our inventory, is actually going to be water. Everything that you trade basically has a water value, and you use a system of barter around it like that. Now, the items we start with are random. We're starting with a data disk, which is, I assume, a CD or something that tells us how to actually make something. So we are going to learn how to make an EMP grenade. We start with 2 grenades, 6 torches. We start with scrap, toolkit, copper nugget, which is used for trading, several water skins with honey in them. Honey is an expensive trading thing. Like there's also wine, which is expensive, more expensive than base water. Let's look back up here at our trading things. You'll see there's little dots beside it. The little dots are what it takes to... You can disassemble anything, and you'd get those 2 little dots. Now those 2 little dots represent different kinds of building resources, because crafting can be a very big part of this. We can actually craft some of these high-powered things. As you guys saw, I use the data disk. So this is burnt metal sheet, and it gives us a blue dot, which is a scrap metal. We use the burnt capacitor, and we get scrap power systems. Now, we're also probably equipped with, yeah, a burgundy one, which we will disassemble, because there's no reason to have it in our offhand. We currently have a dagger, and that's about it. So, first thing we're going to do is we're going to talk a little bit. And this is Mehmet. Live and drink, my friend. May you find shade in Joppa. What can you tell me about Joppa? You would be wise to speak with Elder Irudad. Look for his hut to the north. I am in search of work. Some critters are eating our water vine. Farouk claims he saw one slinking around a vine patch. Ugly little thing, he says. Pale white, 8 legs, and an ear-splitting whine. I noticed a bit of red dirt in the river vine pool. The same we find in the soil at a nearby cave to the north we call Red Rock. Travel to Red Rock and kill as many of these critters as you can. Bring back the corpse of one too. Elder Irudad will reward your efforts. I will do as you ask. So we got a quest. This is a quest-based game. Fantastic. I won't be reading probably everything or all of it, but I'm going to read a little bit. Live and drink, wayfarer. Welcome to the Oasis of Joppa. Here you will find shade and victual, along with other provisions to help you better scour the rust caves for treasure. Above all else, you may drink of our fresh water and quench your thirst. What can you tell me about Joppa? I don't think there's actually fresh water here, but I'm not 100% sure. Joppa is an oasis hamlet nestled between the eastern reaches of the Great Salt Pans and the jungles of Qud. Or Quad. Whatever. We are a community of water vine farmers. The groves lie along some of the few tracts of land tame enough to grow water vine. What can you tell me about Quad? And you can read that one. Whoop. My thanks. So, first thing that you're going to want to do, if you decide to look up and play the game, is start stealing stuff. Yeah, very first thing. You want to come in here. You want to space. Space interacts with almost everything. It does your talking. It does all that sort of stuff. Close the door. That's very important. And then loot the chest. Yeah. Everything you can get. Oh, well, okay. I want to apply in 12 drams of fresh water. That's a great. It's all randomized. So the map's going to wind up being the same for the town. But past that, it's all random. And the items are random and everything like that. We're going to talk to that guy last, I think. Whoa! I gotta stop holding the button down. It's not good to do in this one. Because if you hold it down, it remembers every move you make. So you wind up going 50 yards in a random direction. So we got some food. Oh, and there's a happy little look too. I mean, it's all, you know, out there. It tells you how hard a thing is and whether they're friendly or not. Which, I mean, that's pretty cool. It's got a really, really nice lore to it. Can I look at this water vine? Come on. Come on. It does obviously tend to want to look at people, but we'll deal with that in the later. I'm sure we'll find more water vine. He is a man camel. So let's talk to him. What kind of creature are you? I am a Dromod human, a salt strider. Let us trade by hitting T. And trade goods are also random. We can see everything that he has. Artifacts, which are what they call the technology, are generally unknown to you. You actually have to have a skill to determine what these things are, and you have to look at it. You can gradually say, if you had a weapon, you use it, you gradually understand what it is. But some of the other things, no, it's either all or nothing. he's got some interesting things. There are guns in this game, as there are bows. You know, it's interesting technology-wise, super high technology like I mentioned, and super low technology. So we go from bronze daggers to carbide, and, you know, nothing's magical. It's all done through technology. But you can get technology that has like freezing effects and fire effects and all sorts of other things, which is pretty cool. I would like revolvers, but no. My honey is actually not worth as much as I thought it would be. Okay. Well, so now we're gonna go get some more quests. And we're going to go talk to this interesting character. Argive, who is sort of an inventor of sorts. And we got a quest to get him an artifact. And we finished the quest because we happen to be a tinker. So what we're going to do is we're actually, going to give him some of our stuff right here for 75. He asked for another one. Okay, well, we'll give him another one. We'll give him that poison grenade. And hey, we leveled up. Good, quite impressive. Yeah, it took skills to get it that fast, didn't it? So now he's asking for copper wire, which, you know, we'll get to eventually. But we leveled up. That's the important thing. Let's see, what button does it? X. Brings up our menu. So, why do I have 2 skills already in Temporal Fuge? Oh, because of our ego, I see. So we hit enter, and we see what's gonna... Oh, I can't level it yet, however. That sucks. Still, that's pretty nice. We're going to increase our speed further. And you can see down here, we can buy another random mutation for 4 mutation points. Sometimes good, sometimes bad. I personally would much rather level up what I start with and then see from there. Let's check our skills. Here's our skill tree. Since we're a tinkerer, we already have some of this tinkering one. That's why this one is open. A little hard to look at it first, but there's a skill listed, and then you can open it up, and then there's skills within that. So, harvestry, which is a very important one. We're not going to put anything in just yet, but harvestry will let us pick plants and things like that, and plants will give us both water and food. That's what those all these plants around these pools are. What are they called? Water vines. But for now, we're going out in the wilderness. There is an overland map. Aha! And then each individual square has a map as well. Oh, dang it, teleported us to the bottom. Well, it's currently 4 p.m. There's a night and day system. Alright, let's take a look at some of these plants. That's us, we are a hideous specimen. And we can kind of see some of the stuff we have. Dogthorn tree, a witchwood tree, star apple trees. These are food. We can't do anything with it yet. There's a little bit of a loading screen between each thing. That happens. Alright. This is an Equimax. They are big, they are docile, they are going to be left alone by us for quite some time. Sort of like elephants, or used to be elephants at one time, I believe. Now, feral dogs, and we learn a little bit about them too. Giant dragonflies, more feral dogs. Now, one of these things is actually bad right up here. You guys see that T? It is an irritable tortoise. We probably cannot kill that irritable tortoise. However, it looks like everything is attacking these elephants, and we'll get mangulated appropriately. We're going to go into manage our abilities, and we're going to set our 2 abilities to hotkeys, H and B, because it's much easier. Ooh, here's a bad guy. A Snapjaw Scavenger. They're hyena-like kobolds. So what we're going to do is we're going to blast them with our laser. He takes 13 damage. That's a ton of damage. So we're going to get all of his stuff, because that's what you do. And then we're going to equip. Remove that cloth robe, put on that leather armor. Forget this bronze dagger. We'll use Siren Mace. Okay, looking at things. The little arrow next to the 6 in this case is how much armor a weapon can penetrate. So I don't know if it's exactly points or layers or how it works, but the higher number is better, and then the number next to the heart is how much damage it actually does once it penetrates. So the bashing penetrates easier, does less damage than, say, that two-handed sword. We're going to be going up north. We can't kill that. Let's try running away, going to the other side. That was like a giant praying mantis type thing, and would slaughter us. First bits of the game, you're pretty weak. So, you know, it is what it is. Whoops. We're gonna just laser that guy. First part of the game, you're doing a lot of running, very carefully picking your battles, because you get slaughtered pretty easily by most things. Once we get a couple of levels under our belt, here, we'll use the Temporal Fuge ability. We are going to be the one next to the dog, but it popped up another one right next to us. So if we take a step back from the dog, he just zapped that dog with the laser ability. Isn't that cool? Everything that we could do, that thing can do. So, see, took a whole bunch, well, took 2 shots from our lasers. Now, it doesn't last forever. Oops, I meant to try to look. It's a 2-headed boar. Hey, we killed it, I think. Or are we just blind? Okay, it's now pretty dark, so what we're going to do is use a torch. There it goes. Nope, nope, nope. We don't want to take the corpse. Drop the corpse. Or do we want to eat it? We just ate that corpse, so now we're bloated. But the first part of the game is going to be doing some exploring on the outskirts. And if we bring up our powers, we can see that our Temporal Fuge is going to have a 127 round cooldown. Nothing you can really do about that, just the way it is. Keeps you from spamming it. Still really useful, I find. So we're just doing some exploring. Really what I'm looking for is those Snapjaw little guys. And we're going to start heading towards the north because there'll be a cave with stuff in there. Enemies and stuff. It's a bit dangerous, that little red and sign. That's kudzu. But it's, you know, evil kudzu. So it tries to reach out and grab you. Okay, what is this? Salamander. Let us blast it. And then we'll just bash it a bit. Alright, that wasn't too bad. 10 XP. We only need 100 more or so. Okay. This is a seed spitting vine. Those are pretty annoying. But they don't have a lot of life to them. And you know, our laser ability is actually level 2, so it's not too bad. And it regenerates pretty quickly. Whoops. Everything's night, so I think things are sleeping. I can't remember if things sleep or not. It's been a long time since I've actually played this game. But I do recommend playing it. Alright, getting close. That elephant's gonna, or whatever is gonna smash that dog. Alright, level 3. I think we're gonna level up. Oh gosh, what hit us? Come on. You regenerate hit points fairly quickly in this one, just by being out of combat a little bit, but even still, you tend to get swarmed fairly quickly. We are going to increase. We're going to increase our ego. Whoops. Yes. Because at level 20, we'll get +2. And that means both light manipulation and temporal fuge will effectively go up 1 level. I had completely forgotten about that. We have a mutation point. Can we put it in? No, we cannot. Can we put it into heightened? No, we cannot. Can't put it into anything yet. However, we can save it. Let's see. Let's look at our skills. I think we don't have a strength modifier, do we? No, we don't. So I don't want to put anything into that just yet. Let's take a little bit more look at our skills. Tinkering is very good late game, but not too great early game, so I'm not worried about it. Butchery? I think that's what I want to do. I think I want to take harvesting and I'm gonna take butchery. Yep. Harvest special items, interesting. And of course, for whatever reason, it drops it every time. Okay, I think we're gonna call the first video right here. I'm excited, we didn't die. I think we got over most of the information too. Yeah. Caves of Cud, or Quad, or something like that. I enjoy it. I hope you guys will too. This was Grimcad, and peace out, everybody.